just like in the mafia movies. And Quavo is the driver, and Takeoff don't have a clue what's going on, and that's exactly what's gonna happen throughout the whole video. Now, Quavo gonna wake up and tell Takeoff that he had a messy dream.
Yo, man, I just had a crazy ass dream, bro. Oh, what? That's a mess.
And then Takeoff is going to start telling Quavo about his dream, and that's when the video is going to fade into Takeoff's dream. Then you're going to see a young lady at the window banging outside the door, trying to get Takeoff's attention. But everybody is ignoring her, and he's standing right next to a skeleton, so it's like there's nothing he can do anyway. But she out there trying to let him know what's going on. This whole house is Takeoff's mind. This is his dream that he having, and this is going on the outside. His intuition is trying to warn him about something, but he in the messy house. And notice, there's kids everywhere, just like when he got shot. Rest in peace. There was kids over there too. And y'all gotta remember that Quavo is nowhere downstairs in the messy house, man. He going through the crib, and eventually he go to the upper room where he see Quavo, and that person is still at the window. When the video started, it was daytime outside. Now it's nighttime, and this person is still at the window trying to get this man to wake up and see what's going on. And also, there is a Knight Rider figure right here at the window where this dude is trying to warn Takeoff that something ain't right. And tell me, why did Quavo dress up like the Knight Rider for Halloween, yeah? It's no coincidence that he dressed up like the Knight Rider and had this dude at the window trying to warn Takeoff about what's about to go down. And mind you, all of this is taking place in Takeoff's dream. So in his dream, he's seeing the signs, he's seeing the symbols, he's seeing the Halloween shit, he's seeing the Knight Rider. Somebody's trying to tell him what's up as he's going upstairs into the upper room, man. He told homie to stay back, but also said follow him, like come with me. I'ma need you. I'm not listening to my intuition, but I still need you to stay there because I know something is fishy, because this house is messy, man. It seemed like a lot of big things is happening for people after Takeoff passed away. They got the statue of Jadakiss right here, and Jadakiss just teamed up with his father and son to create a coffee brand. So if this is a ritual, everybody benefiting off of this. And another thing that was strange about that night, your boy Diddy was out there wilding just like the Joker, like something crazy was about to happen. And every time you see the Joker, he got something planned. And not that long ago, Quavo and Diddy was having a meeting together, and don't nobody even know what they was talking about. So Takeoff going along in this messy house, seeing all this drama going on around him. Now he making his way through the messy house, not knowing that once he go up to that upper room, that's when he gonna meet his fate. As soon as he went upstairs, Quavo on the bed with a pistol, looking at the Migos contract, stressing like a mug, trying to figure out how he gonna get out the contract, man. And mind you, once again, all of this is taking place in Takeoff's dream. He mad, he's stressing, he upset, he got the gun, he trying to figure out what he gonna do to get out this contract. Quavo is stuck with Takeoff, and he want to go solo, but the contract will not allow him to do that. Offset sued the group's label over ownership of his solo recordings, so basically they did him dirty. Cardi B is trying to get her man out of the situation. Eventually, Quavo and Takeoff have been performing without Offset and are set to perform as the Migos, but without him. But he don't want to be doing no Takeoff and Quavo albums because he know it ain't gonna have the same power as if it would have been if they was all together as a group, man. Plus, it would have been hard to sell records when you got stuff like this out there in the news. Plus, you getting bad publicity after you put hands on Saweetee in the elevator. So y'all two working together, It's not something that females is trying to rock with, so I know that contract had to be killing him. Killing him enough to want to kill somebody else, allegedly. He trying to figure out how he gonna get out this deal. He's stressing, crying. Takeoff is witnessing all of this. His uncle, upstairs in the room, looking at the contract with the gun. And the reason why this video is so messy, because they played it out the same way Puffy played it out when he set up Biggie and going back to Cali. The whole song was a ritual. Mind you, this is all in Takeoff's dream. And then he come in the room and see his uncle stressed the hell out. He looking like, what's going on in here? He see his uncle in the bed with a bad one. He looking like, she looking good? Okay, let me take off my shirt and get up in here with y'all. What's going on over here, man? Now, that's kind of strange how he hopped in the bed with his uncle and took his shirt off and all that. But he got this R.I.P. on the side of him when he do it. And when he take his jacket off, that's symbolic of him giving up the ghost, man. And right after he take his jacket off and hop up in the bed, there go Quavo in the elevator stressing. Let me do this sacrifice. That way, all of this stuff about Saweetee and all this shit can go away, man. As soon as he come up to the upper room and see that it was me plotting with the contract with the pistol, people will not let this go. They trying to R. Kelly him. And on top of that, he already looked like Devontae Swings. If he would have never did anything to get his music career back on track, he would have been the next Devontae Swings, man. So between him beating on Saweetee and Takeoff with his allegations, he know he was stuck in the rut. But after doing this messy ass video, this is gonna put him in another spotlight. Allegedly, this is what people are saying. I don't know this for sure for facts, but it is kind of funny how this man in the elevator with the same bag he had with Saweetee looking stressed the fuck out, like I would do anything to get out of this situation, man. And speaking of Houston mob ties, look, they not playing when they talk about that mob ties business, man. Jay Prince Jr. is the founder and CEO of Houston-based streetwear Mob Ties, which stands for Movement of Bosses Together in Elevated Structure. So when Takeoff went up them stairs, was that an elevated structure to be a part of the Mob Ties? Because they can make anything happen for you. They can make all your problems go away. Jay Prince is the reason why Lil Wayne got out of his deal with Cash Money. And also the reason why Lil Wayne is the CEO of Young Money. Now, how you gonna make Birdman tell his son what to do like you his grandfather? Every time somebody get in trouble and want to get out of their deal, there's only one place to go, and that's down there to Houston, man, because they can make it happen for you. And this is all alleged information. But Quavo went down there looking to get connected with the mob ties so he can get up out of his contract. He said, I never like to hear about things like this happening anywhere, especially in my city. And to my family, when I got woken up with a call about this, I couldn't believe it. I'm with you, my brother Quavo. Prayers to all who are hurting. R.I.P. Takeoff. I thought y'all was beefing. What you mean you with your brother Quavo? So all that commotion at the bowling alley was all staged? And you mean to tell me you ain't the one that walked over his body when he hit the ground, man? They about to make all of these troubles go away. Like, I'm sorry, America, accept me, I apologize. Before, when he was going up the stairs, it was a bunch of chaos and people shooting dice, his intuition trying to tell him what the hell is going on. But after he went upstairs and saw his uncle stressing out with that pistol, and he wound up getting in bed with them, which could be symbolic of getting into this damn album, getting into this video, not even knowing the Reaper was right behind him, man. Dealing with his uncle, yo. Now when they come downstairs, the house is clean. People having fun. Ain't nobody beefing no more. It's a brand new day. He done been to the upper room. Now Quavo can do his thing with his guardian angel. The video is very, very symbolic.
Walking through the honey house, little kid. Walked in the house, bunch of shit going on. I thought I was straight.
And y'all gotta keep in mind, man, that we're gonna talk about this death clause, and we got a short video right after that. regarding the death clause. But y'all got to keep in mind, man, that Jay Prince has been wanted by the federal government for a long time. His dealings and contracts with him not being able to follow through with his part of the deals and things like that. So things are starting to happen. But we're going to talk a little bit about this death clause. It's very important.
The death clause, or the non-performance clause. Now, this is one of those lesser-known details in regards to record contracts, but the former manager of the Grateful Dead, Hank Harrison, wrote about this some years back. Essentially, it goes something like this. Companies shall have the right to secure insurance equivalent to 10 times the estimated value of the artist's earnings from any source of revenue for company's sole benefit. Companies shall be allowed to employ any insurance carrier or combination of the same to assure this benefit and need not consult or require signature compliance from the artist. Companies shall keep such information confidential, except that the company may disclose information to the applicable insurance carriers or as required by law. Artist or artist's estate shall have no right to review or claim the benefit of any such policy obtained by the company. And to quote what Hank Harrison later wrote in this article, he states, "In short, here is what a death clause does in my humble opinion. If an artist fails to perform or pay back advances, the artist becomes more profitable dead. Today, the hit clause still exists, but it is more subtle, and whereas it used to be worth thousands, it's now potentially worth billions. Labels invest millions in new talent, and the insurance policy is a protection against loss or a way of collecting projected profits for music, t-shirts, books, foreign rights, and everything else in all forms." Now, I want to clarify one thing here about the death clause. And it's that this type of life insurance, also known as key man insurance, is actually a standard practice in other industries as well. And depending on how you look at this, it's honestly just a smart business move given how much money they invested into them in the first place. But normally when an employee dies in other industries, there's a pretty significant loss of revenue. And this insurance is designed to make it so the company can stay afloat until they find a replacement. But in the music industry, this is just them double dipping. Now, in case you're unfamiliar, record deals are structured like a loan, also known as an advance. A certain amount the artist gets to keep for living expenses, and the rest will usually get poured into the cost of making an album as well as marketing it. While the specifics will vary from deal to deal, the premise is pretty much the same across the board. Only after the label is paid back in full will the artist receive any royalties on the music recorded during that time. And assuming all goes well with the contract, the process will repeat with a new contract and a new debt. If they don't succeed, though, or paying back the label is taking too long, or the artist is trying to get out of the deal, then the death clause conveniently helps the label collect.
Another account can be, or another case can be taken out.
What's more, as bad of a reputation as record labels may have, they aren't the only ones with perverse incentives. The artist also has to consider that his own loved ones might be out to get him as well, presuming any family members may be included in their will. And if that wasn't bad enough, it has become a far more common practice for artists nowadays to sell parts of their recording catalog on brokerage sites like Royalty Exchange. And I'm just going to flat out say this right now, it's only a matter of time before something bad happens with one of these Royalty Exchange platforms. As one article from MarketWatch stated, buy some of the rights to a rock star's music and you're likely to see a big bump in your royalties if he or she dies suddenly. It creates some awkward incentives. Don't be surprised if this turns up as the plot to a Hollywood thriller sometime soon. So yeah, nowadays, basically an artist has to worry about literally anyone and everyone potentially having a price on their head.
as a rap artist, you are a public figure, and Tupac knew that. That's why he went on very extreme mission to fake his death, and come back as this rapper named Akil. He had to get from up under the contracts that he was involved in, even getting shot several times. He wasn't going he wasn't going to let that kind of lifestyle take him from life, where life is more important for him. He's treasured here as a public figure. The man was he's related to people who were members of the Black Panther Party and the Black Liberation Army. So with that said, you have to understand this thing is way more deeper. It's deeper than you guys think. Now, for you guys to not know that there's another society that is greater and more elite than your society, your community, and these people have way more power to control your community, then you don't have really no say-so of what goes on in your community until you actively get involved in how your community is being ran. But for the most part, in your community, you rather exploit all avenues of opportunity, opportunities to make a change and a difference in your community, which regard the better. Instead, you bring illicit, activities into the community. Where you go, people are getting, shot and hurt, killed, innocent people also as well. And that type of public debacle makes things more complicated for those people who are in power. These people have a job to protect the community, the streets that, taxpayers pay, these guys they trust in to guard and, safeguard their communities. And you are breaking those, established protocols, those established principles and rules that make that community what it is. You got, just guys like Charleston White and a lot of these speakers out here just trying to make a name for themselves, mentioning things about, black power and black growth and black development, in the community and safeguarding the communities, but they don't formulate organizations like Louis Farrakhan or the Nation of Islam per se, or other organizations that have branded names, which all operate up under the 501(c), which is also another code connected to the Uniform Commercial Code. This code is just specifically more for non-profit or not-for-profit organizations. And you have these guys up here, utilizing social media to create a fan base, a following, and these followings are what is known as small groups of surgeons or insurgents, or however you want to call it, but they're just pockets of resistance. And this is what the government is using to be able to censor its citizens, censor the people in the world. So this is how they are able to maintain control over the world.